Hey up everyone and welcome to Steel Division Normandy 1944. So, we're kicking off this 3 versus 3 multiplayer match on the Point de Hoc map. Exactly why, as the Allies were attacking the Germans who are up against the sea here, driving them off the cliffs, I have no idea. But what we're pretty much doing right now between the 3 of us, we're picking our areas of responsibility, where we're going to start fighting. So I've got this side, so I've got a nice secure flank on the edge of the map. I'm going to take care of the right side of the map. My buddy Chris is in the middle, he's going to take care of the centre, and we've got the other guy that we're playing with, who we don't know and we're not talking to. He's playing as the Americans, and he's going to be pushing up on the left. So it's only phase A, so you can only take a fairly limited selection of units, and I've got some reconnaissance stuff, some infantry and trucks, a Churchill 5, the support variant, a platoon leader because he has a Piat and he makes the infantry around him a bit better, and a 2-inch mortar carrier, plus a Bofors AA gun. And what I'm going to be doing with these guys is I'm basically going to run straight up this road right from the start and stake my claim on this village at this crossroads here, because if I can control this kind of area, I'm going to be able to control this flank that I'm on. This is the destruction game mode, so we don't have any actual objectives on the map to take. What we've got is this front line mechanic here. So we're the blue, the enemy are the red, and that front line is showing who's owning what parts of the map, and it's going to shift fairly dynamically as the battle goes on. So over here on this side underneath the minimap, it's 50-50 at the moment because we haven't started, and that's going to change as time goes on. So what we really want to do in this starting phase of the battle is get out there and grab some ground and really dig in. If we see any opportunities, obviously we want to take advantage of them, but mostly it's an exercise in getting stuck in. So this is the replay because I have tried commentating one of these games whilst I was playing with it, and I can't multitask quite that much. It does not go very well, so let's just speed this up a little bit until we kick off. Yep, there we go. Back to normal speed. There goes the flying column. Not so flying, really. All the infantry tends to come in trucks or other transport vehicles, and it's going to drive to wherever you deploy it to. Let's focus on our little Humber scout car here. It's going to drive to wherever I deploy it to, and then the truck's going to disappear and be replaced by the infantry. And if we zoom out, you can see the front line is already shifting a little bit. It's still 50-50, but it's shifting as both sides are kind of moving themselves around. And here, where I'm going, my little village that I'm staking a claim on, well, it's not moving very much, and that means that the enemy's got to be coming down this way in some kind of comparable strength. So we're peeling some bits off here. We got the Bofors 2-inch carrier, a 6-pounder, going left just to create a backstock. You can kind of see one of the big things that's changed between this and Wargaming. Yeah, there's something nasty. Between this and the more modern Wargame games, is that roads are really, really important. You cannot go very fast if you're not on the road. See how badly this truck is moving here through this annihilated village. And oh yeah, we got a firefight. He's brought up some infantry of some description in in a half track, I'm starting to put some mortars down on them. I'm going to move the Churchill up and try and get it sorted out here so it can't get flanked, and we've got a nice clear shot to the front. But in an amazing blow for historical accuracy, the German player here, the SS guy, actually has a German Firefly of all things with the 17-pounder gun, and that's going to be able to, it's already knocked the tracks off the Churchill, and in a minute it's going to be able to take it out. So that is really annoying on a number of levels. And yeah, there it goes. And we've got a bit of a firefight going on here. He's in that tree line, I'm back here, I'm trying to sort myself out. This is Hapless's total failure to micromanage coming back into play here. At least we've got a 6-pounder set up, so if he comes any further down that road, this 6-pounder is going to be able to anchor him. Can I? Yes, see, it's got a nice, pretty good line of sight there. With this lovely line of sight tool. I actually really like this. This is cool. So we've got into a bit of a hot fight around this village here, and this is kind of where the communication comes into play. So I've run into a strong force. Oh yeah, here's another stub in the nose for historical accuracy. Look, it's the Luftwaffe. It's only a Storch reconnaissance artillery spotting aircraft, but still, come on. Now he's trying to flank around this side with some kind of cannon-armed half-track. And you can see, just talking about the roads being important, my big lifeline up to all this stuff here is this road, and he's got the Firefly, which he shouldn't have because he's on the wrong side for that, sat on this end of it, and he can cover that really well. So yeah, he just domed another Churchill, which is fantastic. So I'm in a bit of a pickle, at least, but I'm sort of holding my own. And what I want to be doing here is reinforcing myself and taking this opportunity to set up some defense over here. Chris, on the other hand, is doing really well. He hasn't run into a lot of resistance at all. He's got a little dingo scout car running around at the top of the map. You can see the front line has shifted to take that into account. So hopefully him running around up there, well, it's dead now, but this is him using the front line to upset this guy here. So he's upsetting my opponent by making it look like he's about to get flanked. And meanwhile, our friend with the Americans, who has all kinds of stuff very early in the game, Shermans and things, because he's the 3rd Armoured Division, is doing quite a good job of putting the pressure on our third opponent over here. But I've still got this big fight on my hands. I'm kind of hanging on in the village, but it's a bit sticky, as we might say, and I'm pouring reinforcements in down this road and having to kind of peel off and go up here to avoid getting enfiladed by that Firefly. And now he's got a Cromwell as well, which is really sensible. And I'm taking some casualties here, but I'm holding him off, and that's the important thing. He seems to be intent on working up a head-on-head. God, speak properly, Hapless, you moron. He seems to be working up to a force-on-force fight here. He's coming at me head-on, and that works for me because my flank over here is pretty weak. You can see I'm kind of pushing a Stuart round. Let's see if we can't flank him. It's not going to do very much on its own, so Chris is sending up some stuff too. And yeah, we got some more Stuarts coming up the middle. This middle player here is really weak. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he's not putting up a lot of resistance. That's great, we can take advantage of that. Hopefully, this guy here, this player, is already feeling a bit pressured by the way that the front line has moved. So if we pause it and we go to what he could actually see. Yeah, so he's got, well, that's an allied vehicle in there. This is his lifeline here. His reinforcement route coming up to here. To his firing line opposite the village. And you can see the front line, which is kind of indicating that something is closing in, is getting pretty close. So obviously that's a little bit upsetting. Hopefully, oh, little mortar half track. That's going to upset him a bit and, you know, get him worried, make him feel like he's on the back foot a bit. One of the really interesting things, actually, if we keep it going here, is how little this guy can see. So he can see a few little things come around this corner, get a few little glimpses. I'm firing a 2-inch mortar at him, hoping to blow some stuff up. These are Chris's reinforcements for over here, a bit of infantry, which unfortunately, thanks to the genius AI, have managed to stray out into the open and they're pinned down. So infantry that gets pinned down has actually got a really interesting mechanic here. They can go through panic, which is them running away, if there's enough fire coming down on them. And what happens is they get pinned down like this, so they're just lying down in the field. They're a bit harder to kill, but if you walk up another unit, another enemy unit like some infantry or something, then they'll surrender. So it's kind of like a finishing move. If you can pin the enemy infantry down, you can move up and just take them prisoner. So you can see the guy I'm fighting here has got his firing line. He can't see any targets to get the fire superiority onto. He's dominating the crossroads, fair enough, and he's trying to push some infantry up to flank my position here, moving through the hedgerows, but he's getting mortared to shit by 2-inch mortars. We hop back to me. Yeah, so I've got some 2-inch mortars up there, and Chris has got some 2-inch mortars sat in the field here. We can see all these guys, and we're mortaring the crap out of them. Chris has got some Stuarts up round the back. And again, we're on about 57% of the map, so we're winning here. We just captured some Panzer Grenadiers. Because they got pinned down. And yeah, this is actually going surprisingly well. You can see I've kind of got my outpost line, it's been delegated to here out in front in the village in these tree lines. Bit of AA there from the Beauforts, and now I'm setting up a second line back here for when he gets through. So we're kind of falling into these roles as the game's going on and how it develops. So I've run into resistance, we've got a big stand-up fight over here, so I'm gonna pour myself into that, pin this guy in place, because obviously if he relents a bit, if he hangs back, he stops attacking me, I'm gonna have an opportunity to attack him. Meanwhile, Chris has got almost no opposition in the centre. There's just not a lot going over there, so he can come right or left as he needs to, and our friend in the Americans with the 3rd Armoured over on the left, he's just generally steamrolling the guy on this side. So I've pretty much drawn the hard opponent, I think, at this, but a bit of excessive Bren gun fire there from those Bren carriers, the mortar carriers.
Jerry's dead.
And we just knocked out some more Panzer Grenadiers. So we have just got up to phase B, so we're not on phase A anymore. We've moved on to phase B, so we're getting more reinforcement points in, so we can buy more units to come in. You've got a limited pool of stuff, but now we can get some of the more interesting things. So he's bringing up a tank of some description. Oh, it's another King Firefly. Hate Firefly. Chris's Stuarts are getting a bit knocked about up there. Still just waiting for something to pop its nose out. He knows that if he attacks, he's going to have a bad day, and obviously he doesn't want to push too much because, well, there's this big salient over here. And like we saw before, he doesn't really have a lot of an idea. He doesn't have that much reconnaissance forward. I keep bombing the crap out of him with mortars, and it's quite difficult for him to actually tell what's going on. So this is a really good feature on the replays, to be able to go and put yourself in the enemy's shoes. And what's that? Oh, that's the crocodile. I brought a crocodile up. Pop back to me, and you can see I can see pretty much everything that's going on that he's doing, mostly because I've got a small recce team in this house here at the crossroads. And oh, yep, Typhoon. Everybody loves the Typhoon. Of course, we can start bringing in airstrikes and all kinds of wonderful things. But the Luftwaffe are still up and about. This is one of the gripes that I have with it, and you can kind of see it with the captured Firefly and the captured Cromwell, which is that there's an element of gaming symmetry to it. So if you're coming at this like I'm coming at it from the kind of combat mission background, where, you know, I like a bit of historical accuracy, and you come in with all these preconceived notions, like not having to worry about the Luftwaffe if you're in Normandy in 1944 because, well, you know, it didn't do anything, or it didn't do very much in daylight, certainly, because the Allies had overwhelming air superiority. But in this, yeah, it's a big deal. So you do actually have to kind of worry about enemy AA. Some more reinforcements coming through. I can bring up some more troops here. This is new. This is a forward observer in a Churchill who can call on a 140mm gun battery. And seeing as though my opponent here is nicely bunched up,
Germans ahead.
We're going to be working him over with the heavy artillery. A little Piat team lurking in the bushes there, waiting for someone to come close. And again, always with the mortars, we've got a supply truck with some very, very bored Logi squaddy sat in there twiddling his thumbs, and that's resupplying these 2-inch mortars all the time. Up here, we've got some Panzer IVs moving up.
Just get me out of here.
So we're going to be working on them. When they come up here, we're having to move back, or Chris is having to move back these 2-inch mortar carriers. They've also had a bit of a Nebelwerfer strike from one of those creepy little German half-tracks with the rockets attached to the side. And seeing as though we've got some Panzer IVs coming down this way, I'm having a bit of a scramble now. Or I should be having a bit of a scramble now. I'm sure I was, but there's no evidence of it right now. To get some kind of anti-tank, anything, over here.
It's burning.
So that we can deal with that threat. Why he's not pushing that more, I don't know, but I can live with it. Ah! Because it's run into the Churchill, that's why. It's run into the Crocodile. He's now offering his flank. I'm not sure what the Crocodile's doing. This is one of the things with the AI, it does some strange things. You can see this marker here, that is my 140mm mortar, 140mm mortar, 140mm artillery battery, which is a barrage going to come down. It says time on target. It's not a time on target barrage where all the guns fire, so all the rounds from all the batteries involved land at the same time. It's not like that. It just means how long it's going to be until the rounds start falling. You see Chris is moving in a MMG Bren with a Piat team in there to kind of stop up that gap. Oh yeah, there's the 140s. I don't think we killed anything, but the front line's shifting. He is slowly pushing me back a little bit, but I'm keep moving infantry up. I've got the crocodile lurking behind this hedgerow here.
I love the smell of fire in the morning.
With cheesy croats and a terrible accent. He's going to be able to torch any infantry that push up and hopefully get some flanking shots into anything else. Trying to get a... Oh, there we go. We've got a 17-pounder. Try and set the 17-pounder up. These are the most athletic squaddies in the world. 2 of them heaving like a 1-ton 17-pounder around. Oh, and here's the Luftwaffe we were talking about. Yeah, the guys who really didn't do very much, historically speaking, but I'll need to start getting it into my head that it's just a game. A couple more Churchills moving up. The Churchills are pretty good for this kind of defensive fight because they've got very strong frontal armour. So if as long as you can get them pointing front... Ah, there's some more Nobelwerfers. It does feel a bit cheap that you can see the trails from the artillery coming in, and if I was on the ball here and I had some longer artillery, some longer ranged artillery, I'd hopefully be able to counter battery that, because I can see vaguely where they're coming from. What's going to happen to that Panzer IV that's sneaking through here? Is he going to run into the... Oh, he's going to run into the 17-pounder, come on. Boom! Yes! That's more like it. Let's see if it gives him the willies and he gives up. So again, I've got a static position, as usual. He's artying me because I'm stuck in. It's turning into a bit of an arty fight. He's finally found my recce guys. The goddamn Firefly. And... no. That's how I got rid of that Typhoon. That's how I got rid of that Panzer IV. Typhoon nailed him. Excellent. And I have to make sure those Churchills don't stay on the road too much because the Firefly will get them. Yeah, any time now I think these start getting wasted, which is rather disappointing. We'll see. Yeah, there's the BF-109 dropping bombs on things. Yeah, there goes a 6-pounder and a 2-inch mortar gun. Why I had the 2-inch mortar carrier right next to the 6-pounder, which was nicely hidden, I don't know. That was pretty dumb. But kind of learning this one as we go. There's some pioneers taking on the 17-pounder. Decided to run away for some reason. At least these Churchills are moving up. There's a bit of fire there. I don't know whether that was the crocodile or not. Probably not, it's facing the wrong way. Obviously, enemy is pushed into the town now. We're just readjusting a bit. I can't push him, judging by the amount of fire he's putting down, but all that fire he's putting down on me over here. In 30 seconds he's going to get some 140mm artillery dropping on him. Hopefully that's going to ruin his day. Churchills are still moving up. Let's see if we can't start a bit of a counter-attack. Just, we're doing good here. We've still got 60% of the map. Chris is pushed up, he's doing well. Our guy on the left, he's also doing really well. It's just me that's the sticking point. Surprise, surprise. Oh yeah, here comes the crocodile. Enemy infantry in that house. Not anymore, but the Firefly gets the... Yeah, typical. If that was a Panther or something, or a Tiger, I wouldn't have this problem. It's just because it's a stolen fucking Allied tank that the Germans probably never had any of during the battle for Normandy. Almost certainly no Fireflies because they were so rare, but whatever. Let's hop back to the enemy's point of view and see what they're seeing. Yeah, see, he's still pushing straight on here. He can sort of see a few things. He can see the 6-pounder now that it's opening up. He's pushing his infantry forward. Ooh, a Typhoon. Yeah, that's it. Going after that Jagdpanther. The thing with the planes that we're finding is the more you send in, the better, because the AA, it doesn't always shoot them down, or it's quite rare that they get shot down, but the AA certainly puts them off, and if they get put off enough, they'll just return to base. So, yeah, he's pretty much got the village, but... and he can't see it. Oh, Firefly killed another Churchill. He can't see it. I've got all my troops down here with this second line specifically for when he hits the village. So, it's not a big problem here. Up there went the 17-pounder, or another 17-pounder. This is the problem with the micromanagement. I order things up to the front and then I forget about them, so they sit there and they get shot. Jagdpanther 4 coming up.
One more kill.
Ah, finally, we've got the Wolverine up. That's just going to sit here so we can see all the way up the road into the village. Oh,
Let's get out of here.
a Focke-Wulf bombing things for me. Thanks for that. I'm still freaked out by the Luftwaffe. But moving some heavy artillery. Seeing as though this is turning definitely into an artillery fight, I've got better artillery than these enemy guys, who are the SS in this case. You pick your forces from a number of divisions. So me and Chris currently were the 15th Scottish Division, which is the only British/Commonwealth division in the game at the moment. I think we're still in beta. I hope we're still in beta. Well, no, we are in beta. Because it's there's really not a lot of features out there. I don't know whether... I don't think this is beta in the same way as the Rising Storm beta is. I'm pretty sure that this is the kind of mass market beta where it's essentially a glorified demo for them to stress test servers and things. And judging by the fact that I bought it off Steam, you know, I wasn't invited to this one or anything, which I'm still amazed I got into the Rising Storm 2 one, but that's a totally different story. So now, Chris is sending some stuff up to help me out. He's pushing into the village a bit more. He's bringing his tanks up. I've got the priests for firing. Got a little supply truck for them for when they need to reload. It's nice and bunched up. And you can see he's pushing forwards. And he's going to run into this second line of stuff here and have a really bad day. Let's see what it looks like from his point of view. So he really can't see that there's that much out there. And there goes the Cromwell with the little 95mm Cromwell. Little 95mm gun. I'll get back to me. Ah, there we have Gunslingers surrendered. He was the guy in the middle who was a little bit off, not really, or didn't particularly contribute that much. Certainly Chris was freed up to help out our American friend on the left, who's still doing really well, and me on the right, and didn't really have to worry too much. I still feel like I've got the raw deal here. I've still got this guy who's... oh, he's bringing Panthers up now and everything. Yeah, he's the one who's, you know, putting the hurt on me, but... because Chris is fairly sorted out. He hasn't got too many problems. He's brought up his artillery and he's helping me out. I brought up my artillery and we're just generally bombing the crap out of everything we can see up here. The FO Churchill with the 1 of 40, he's used all his stuff now, so he's just a Churchill again. I'm not sure if he actually has a gun or not. Forward observer vehicles tended to have a lot more communication stuff inside the turret. So they tended to take the gun out, but to not make it too obvious that it was an FO vehicle, they put a fake gun on, so that one might just have a load of machine guns in it. And we're getting some Nobelwerfers again. Or that might just be normal. No, they're Nobelwerfers. Still got some Piat teams hiding up here, waiting for things to come close. Overall Blitz munitions truck. So he's pushed me back a little bit, he's pushed me out the village, but elsewhere on the map we're really fucking him over. And yeah, here comes the Luftwaffe again. But we've put enough fire out, we got the 50 cals on the priests going, and I've got some Crusader AA tanks with lovely Bofors on them. These are really good at fucking up infantry as well. Very handy things. Artillery continues, we just lost the 17 pounder. I think I managed to set up this, I missed that, but when he pushed his armour up here I managed to move the 17 pounder so it could enfilade them down there. Really handy. And we're just kind of pushing on. Chris is bringing up a big stack of Churchills here. I've got my other forward observer vehicle, the little Brent carrier, but that can call in 203mm guns, or 8-inch guns, so proper naval weapons. Zooming around like a madman. And because we've been hanging around controlling 60% of the map, and Germans haven't really managed to push up and do too much damage to us, we're really building up the points we need to win. So they have no points at the moment. We've got 2,800 and rising. Of course, I missed it again. We're on to phase C here, so that's why Chris can bring up a load of Churchills and I can bring up some of the heavier artillery. It's probably also why... No, I think he gets Panthers in phase B, but we can expect some more stuff. Oh yeah, there's a C class thing. That's an 88mm gun. And again, that's set up to control that road. So we've got this kind of dead space for vehicles here, where I've got 2 Wolverines at this end, so he can't come down this road, and he's got the 88 up there, so I can't come down this road either. Some of the guys are getting a bit fritzed out there, falling back, but that's okay, we can live with that. Not a big deal, we can just send them back. And again, the priests are firing away from our little artillery position back here. 8-inch gun's going to come in over here in a minute now, because he's making another push, and of course this road here is covered, this one is not covered so much. The Luftwaffe is back, excellent. And a P-38 strike from our American friend. Here we go. Come on, Mr. Typhoon, do something cool for me. He's given up. But he got some shots off. There's the 8-inch guns, yeah. Nice chunky explosions. That's what we want to see. So we've got about, well, 10 minutes till the end. Or we've got 3,000 points and we need 4,000 to win. The enemy isn't getting any points at all. So just by stalling him here, I'm doing my part. You can see we kind of got the defensive depth going. Got a kind of reconstituted outpost line up here. And then the main line in this hedgerow down here. I think I've run out of anti-tank guns at the moment. You can only bring a limited amount of stuff. This AA gun is Crusader AA is out of ammo, so he's going back to the ammo truck to get a bit of resupply. More airstrikes. Chris's Churchill wave is coming in. Getting bombed and things.
We're getting short in ammunition.
Fucking Luftwaffe. And come on. 5 seconds and we're going to get some 8-inch guns right on this unfortunate infantry over here. Yeah, there we go. That's enough to ruin your day. Boom.
We're pinned down.
The Wolverine moving up. Taking casualties from time to time, but I've got the resources to throw more stuff in. And it's not a big deal. He's making a little bit of process, but it's not a big deal. Unfortunately, Chris's thrust into the side here with the Churchills has kind of evaporated. And oop, he's got a Piat team up close to this Panther. Let's see what happens. Missed on the first shot. But that's reloading and boom! Yeah, one hit kill with the AT weapon. So you can kind of see that it doesn't really matter too much if the enemy pushes up, because he hits the outpost line in this hedgerow here, well, the mostly dead outpost line now, and he stalls in the village, and then as soon as he slows down and he's not moving fast, I can arty him to oblivion. We've also got 2 Typhoons on standby, so obviously that's going to help. The Churchill FO is blazing away with the bases there, and yeah, Typhoons again. The Typhoon effects, the Typhoons don't always seem tremendously effective, which is a bit annoying, but that's probably part of the mystique. It's a bit like Tiger Mystique or Panther Mystique. Yeah, it's amazing. But when you actually look at the figures of how effective they were, things like that, maybe not necessarily. Definitely not against tanks per se, despite its kind of image as a tank hunter. But we can live with that. There, I moved my last Wolverine, my 3rd Wolverine up here. The 50 cal gunner is having a go at another passing BF 109. Chris is sending the Spitfire after them. Can't quite move the camera enough to actually hit him. Yeah, he did the waggle of victory. Yeah, down he goes. Good, good, good. A little while till I get another mission from the Typhoon there. More infantry coming up, including a platoon leader. Almost, yeah, we've run out of ammunition in the ammo truck for the priests. They're really going for it. More 8-inch guns going to come in there in about 20 seconds. I think the Wolverine had a bad day.
Just get me out of here.
And got a bit fritzed out by enemy artillery and airstrikes, but it's coming up again. And I think what I'm doing here is I'm trying to move it up into this hedgerow so I can get a flanking shot on that Panther over there. But I'm being a little bit too blasé about it. There's another Panther up there, and well, you can sort of tell what's going to happen, can't you? Yeah. Still not that big a deal though. He's not really pushing back too much over here, and to be fair, it doesn't really matter what this guy is doing too much, because Chris and our American friend have pretty much got the other flank and the centre locked down. So if this was the other way around and I was being pushed hard by this guy and having to fall back a bit, and I didn't have Chris to bail me out, or alternatively if I was pushing up this way, there was some more 8-inch love for the Germans there. If I was pushing up this way hard and running into a brick wall, and we really wanted to attack because we didn't have the ground, What we could have done was I could have been calling on Chris, who's doing quite well, to push up and flank it a bit deeper, come in around here, for example. So if the guy in the centre was doing well and Chris was being pushed back, I could, or I wouldn't be in as good a position here because I'd have to worry about my flank. But Chris has got it, so it doesn't matter. Really, really looking forward to playing this with the whole Russian resistance. It's going to be pretty popular, I think. It's quite accessible. And yeah, let's see the Typhoons get stuck in here. This convoy that's kind of bogs down somewhat. I'm sure they should have shot things up a bit more there, but whatever. Still getting the hang of it, like we say. More ammo for the priests, for the artillery, which is relocated a bit. I need to relocate my arty a lot more because it's quite obvious where it's coming from. All his noble Werfer fires kind of come from over here, but we are at 3,900 points-ish, and unless the enemy really does some kind of sudden amazing blitzkrieg. Oh, there's the bastard. Then we're gonna win in the imminent future. Oh yeah, BF 109 again. Fucking Luftwaffe. What's he doing? Falling back, who knows? Some Typhoons there, running into the Typhoons. Ah, I think he dropped some bombs on the Wolverines and they're falling back, yeah. But, yeah. Game over. We actually won something. This is like the third or fourth multiplayer game that I've played. Me and Chris have played one other between us, I think. We got our asses kicked. So it's good to see that we're learning here, shall we say. Yeah, a lot of thanks to Gnef, who did a really good job on the other flank. He really got the kills in, so I kind of hung around the middle and pretty much traded the whole time. Chris managed, because he had a weak opponent in front of him, Gunslinger, who left halfway through, he surrendered. Managed to make the most of that, and I was against I was feeding the this Dranksel guy, or however you pronounce it, in the centre. But it worked, it fitted in with the strategy, for want of a better word, that we kind of came up with. Chris was able to move about in the middle. All I had to do was hold this guy on the far right, pin him in place, and bomb him and just bomb the shit out of him. Interestingly, these three guys all chose to be the 12th SS guys, so armoured SS types with Panthers and things. The other German division in the game is a Luftland division, which is one of these, ended up being one of these kind of cobbled together German affairs from Normandy, and they've got a lot of variety in units, but also a crazy array of Luftwaffe air support, including those Heinkels, I think, or Ju-88s, I can't remember, with the 75mm cannon in the nose. And it's just like, yeah, that's not flying in Normandy in daylight. There's it's got to get through about 20 squadrons of Spitfires and P-47s, P-51s before it fucking gets to the front line, but whatever. Exactly why a Luftland division would specifically have access to Luftwaffe air support and other people wouldn't, that's a different question. But it's all about balancing. I need to just come to terms with the fact that this is on a much lower level of historical realism than something like a combat mission. So yeah, there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Steel Division Normandy 1944. Looks like it's going to shape up to be quite a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the other divisions are like, especially the other British divisions. Want to see if the old 49th West Riding guys are in there, the polar bears. And yeah, hopefully I'll find something that fits my playstyle a bit more. I'm sort of learning how to use these Scots, but they're Scottish, so yeah, they do strange things. Really, definitely looking forward to some very large scale games, or with the Russian resistance guys. That's going to be fantastic. It's going to be really interesting. But yep, hope you guys enjoyed that. Nice little look at the game. I'll catch you in the next video.